Speak, pussycat. Good. Hello everyone, today we're going to be talking about the reveals that Disney made about Marvel and Star Wars. So they made a bunch of reveals about the future of the Marvel and Star Wars TV shows on Disney Plus and the movies and stuff. So we're going to be talking about not every single thing that was announced because there was a ton, just the stuff that really interested me. But if you want to see me talk about the other stuff, I will be streaming today, December 13th at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time right here on YouTube talking about everything. So make sure you're subscribed and notification turned on so you get notified when I go live. But if you just don't care about that stuff, then in this video I'll just be talking about the stuff that really interests me. But if you want to see me talk about everything more in depth on stream with you guys, I'll be streaming that today 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Anyways, without further ado, let's get into it. Starting off with Kenobi, because Obi-Wan's my favorite Star Wars character of all time, and I'm glad he's getting a show. We knew a show was in development with Ewan McGregor, but besides that, we didn't really know anything about it. Now we got some details. The details are the show takes place 10 years after Revenge of the Sith, so we got a timeline, and Hayden Christensen's coming back as Darth Vader. So that's interesting because I'm assuming they're going to be doing some flashback sequences. Otherwise, there's literally no reason to get Hayden Christensen back other than fan nostalgia, because he's playing a guy that's in a big suit the entire time that's voiced by someone else, so there'd literally be no reason to get Hayden Christensen back. You could just pay a stunt double, like a fraction of the amount you'd have to pay Hayden Christensen, and just get James Earl Jones to do the voice, so you're good. So I'm assuming that we're going to have some flashback sequences there, and I'm excited that he's back. I think it's cool that he's back, especially because he wasn't treated the best by the fans when the prequels came out, so it's cool that he's come back to a fan base that's less toxic and more like welcoming of him, because in the following years after Revenge of the Sith came out, a lot of people appreciate his Anakin a lot more and really like him now, and so it's cool to see him come back to the franchise, to people that actually enjoy what he's doing. So I'm happy about that, and I'm excited to see what happens. My only concern is they better not have them have an encounter prior to A New Hope. I just think it's dumb if they do. Even I saw some theories about, oh, what if Obi-Wan and Vader do have a fight, and then like Vader kills him, like Obi-Wan fakes his death so that way he thinks that, oh, it's all over, and that's what happens. But it still wouldn't make sense with when they meet, because it's like last time that because Vader, when talking to Obi-Wan when he first sees him again, he's like, last time we met I was but the learner, now I am the master. I'm paraphrasing, I don't remember the exact line, but something like that, to where it wouldn't make sense if they met 10 years after Revenge of the Sith, because then Vader wasn't the learner then. So then if he says that again when they meet again in A New Hope, it wouldn't make sense. So I'm hoping there's no interaction at all between Vader and Obi-Wan. I'm very much okay with Vader being on the hunt for Obi-Wan, trying to find him, because again, this is his master that freaking cut him in half, so it would make sense for him to want to go after him, like for him to be on like the top of the list for who Vader wants to go after. But I hope he never finds him. I hope he never really finds much trace of him either, because Darth Maul's dumbass was able to find Obi-Wan Tatooine, so you think the Empire would be able to. And I say Darth Maul's dumbass because in Rebels, Darth Maul was a complete dumbass. Like, he was kind of cool in Clone Wars, but in Rebels, he was just an idiot. Like, Darth Maul was an idiot, and he was able to find Obi-Wan. So if he was, you think Vader and the entire, like, strength of the Empire would be able to find Obi-Wan. But, yeah, it'll be interesting to see that how that goes down, but I hope Vader and Obi-Wan have no interaction, because it would kind of break the timeline of Star Wars. It wouldn't make much sense, and Disney, just please don't do that. I know they're going to ruin something, because that's what Disney does, but please don't do that. Another reveal we got is we're getting an Ahsoka TV show. It takes place during the Mando timeline, The Mandalorian. This we all knew was going to happen because she showed up in The Mandalorian. I actually liked her in The Mandalorian, which is surprising for me, because if you watch my channel or listen to my podcast or anything, you know that I don't like Ahsoka. I know a lot of people love her. I was one of the few people that didn't. I felt like she was unneeded in the Star Wars universe, and she took away from the stories I actually wanted to see in Clone Wars. I was like, yeah, Clone Wars, we're finally gonna get that Obi-Wan Anakin relationship fleshed out, and it's gonna be so cool seeing them go on adventures and do stuff during the Clone Wars that we wanted to see in the movies, but we didn't really get to. Oh, it's all about Ahsoka. Okay. And that was basically how Clone Wars went, especially the last season. It was like, yeah, more Obi-Wan and Anakin. It's a character I don't care about going and doing stuff I don't care about. Sick. That's basically how it was for me with Ahsoka. And I felt like she didn't fit really into the movies because, you know, Revenge of the Sith, there was no mention at all of Anakin's apprentice. Also, it wouldn't make sense to give Anakin an apprentice to me. That just doesn't add up at all. Hey, here's this guy that's not a Jedi Master, but we're giving him an apprentice, but we're not going to give him the rank of Master. And he's not a master to begin with, but we're going to let him mold the mind of this young child that is strong in the Force. It doesn't make sense. But that aside, we're getting a Ahsoka show. I don't really want it. I don't care. I'm not really interested in it. But that being said, again, I did like Ahsoka in Mandalorian. I thought she was good. I thought she was cool. That was the most I've liked Ahsoka. But I still don't want a live action show. We got a show called The Acolyte, which is going to be helmed by the showrunner of The Russian Dolls. I haven't watched that show, so I have no clue if she's any good or not. But the description is a mystery thriller that will take the audience into a galaxy of shadowy secrets and emerging dark side powers in the final days of the High Republic era. So that description sounds interesting. I think a mystery thriller in the Star Wars universe could be really cool. I'm excited about that. But besides that, we have nothing. So I don't know if it'll be good or not, but the description sounds cool. So I'm kind of excited. It's during the High Republic era. Looks like it's going to be more from the bad guys' perspective. Something that I think Star Wars is missing a lot of lately is we need more like the bad guys actually succeeding. Ever since Disney took over especially, there's been way too much of the good guys just winning constantly. Like, there's just no reason to be afraid of any of these bad guys ever. Like, if you look at all the Disney movies, it's just like, oh yeah, look at the good guys winning in every facet again. Yep, and again. And in Rebels especially, which was dumb, because Rebels was during, like, the height of the Empire, but every episode was like, look at the Rebels getting away and doing their objective fine. It's like, oh, look at the Rebels getting away again and not really any consequences. It's like, oh, the Rebels are okay. I thought the Rebels didn't really have a dub until A New Hope, but it turns out they were just constantly collecting dubs, just like Jameis Winston out here eating dubs. Like, yeah, I'm not a fan of that in Disney Star Wars. So I'm hoping with this we get a bit more of like the bad guys actually winning some, because we need a reason to be afraid of the bad guys. So yeah, just I think with the Acolyte, I hope that we get some more of like the bad guys actually doing something and succeeding instead of just big dumb idiots and look at the good guys win again. Like I kind of want to see the bad guys doing a little more, because that's what always, like, Star Wars, there was always that balance. There always was, like, yeah, the good guys won the majority of the time, but you always had those, like, Empire Strikes Back and Revenge of the Sith, like, those moments where the Sith just, or the bad guys just, like, freaking had their moment. But I feel like in Disney Star Wars, the bad guys haven't really had their moment, like, ever. At least that's how it feels. That's basically it that I wanted to talk about for the Star Wars section. For the Marvel section, we got some trailers. We got a trailer for the Loki show, which I thought was amazing, surprisingly, because when all the Disney Plus Marvel shows were originally announced, I was like, the Loki show I don't care about. We got Loki shoved down our throats. Although as much as I like Loki, he was overused because he's the only good villain they had for the longest time until like Kingpin, the Netflix show, and Thanos in the movies. Other than that, like, Loki was pretty much the only good villain that they had, so they kept using him, overusing him, so it got kind of annoying. But once the trailer came out, I was like, holy crap, this trailer is actually really good, and whoever made it deserves a raise, because now I'm interested in Loki, and it's the thing I'm most interested from Marvel. The Winter Soldier Falcon show did like the opposite. That trailer was not interesting to me at all. When all the shows were originally announced, though, that was the one I was most excited for. I was like, yeah, Falcon and Winter Soldier being buddies, like figuring things out after Cap's gone. Cool, I'm excited. And then I watched the trailer, I was like, nothing about that was exciting. It felt like the most generic Marvel trailer ever. Just don't care. And the WandaVision trailer was great. I was always excited for that from the announcement, because I really like Scarlet Witch in the movies, and Vision I like as well. So I was excited to see what they do with that. And then the trailer I thought was really cool, had a great vibe to it. I'm excited to see who it is messing with Scarlet Witch, and the trailers were good. I liked all the trailers besides the Winter Soldier Falcon one. That one, which is the one I was originally most excited for the announcement, I just, like, my hype died. But Loki and WandaVision sound really cool. We got a bunch of other shows announced. We got, dang it, what did we get? There was a big one. Oh, we got Secret Invasion. It's just a TV show, which is funny because after Infinity War, all like the rumors were, oh man, the next big event, like the next thing that's going to be built up to like Infinity War was, it's going to be Secret Invasion. Skrulls are going to be, you know, among everyone, just like the comic books. It's going to be interesting. And then, like, the Skrulls are kind of the good guys in Captain Marvel. I didn't watch Captain Marvel, but I believe that's what happened. It's the only Marvel movie I haven't seen. I just don't care to see it. Anyways, but yeah, I believe they were the good guys in that movie, so that kind of changes things a bit, because they're not really good in the comics. But we still thought it might be going on. There's still speculation, and then it turns out it's just going to be a Disney Plus TV show. So Secret Invasion went from the next big thing that's going to encapsulate, like, the Marvel universe to is a TV show on Disney Plus. So not going to be that big of a thing. So that was kind of disappointing, but also funny to me as well. And then the biggest news coming from Marvel is Fantastic Four is finally coming back, and it's going to be directed by John Watts, who's the guy that directed the 2 Disney Spider-Man movies. I don't know how I feel about him as a director. I really enjoyed Homecoming. I didn't care for Far From Home at all. I was not a fan of it. Really, like, I thought it was just meh. But I liked Homecoming, so he's kind of 50-50 for me. We'll see what he does with Fantastic Four. I don't think we got any other details. We didn't get any casting. I don't think we got any details about, like, what the movie's going to be about or anything other than Fantastic Four movie by John Watts. So it's cool that Fantastic Four are back. I've never been the biggest fans of them, but I am happy that they're back. But yeah, that's basically it. Again, I'll be streaming today, December 13th, 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, right here on YouTube, talking about all the different reveals with you guys, and speak with you guys in chat, so that'll be fun. So make sure you show up for that. But yeah, that's about it. Let me know in the comments below, what did you guys think of the reveals? What were you most excited about? And I hope to see you guys at the stream.